Two frogs in the buttermilk. Two frogs fell into a bowl of milk. Having swum around the bowl, they realized that the edge of the bowl was too high and steep for them to get out unaided. The first frog, realizing that it was useless to waste his energy by continuing to swim since that would not get him out of the bowl, gave up swimming and drowned. The second frog persevered, refused to give in, and gradually the milk turned into butter, until the frog was able to use it as a foothold to jump out of the bowl. Moral: those who don't give up and persevere may be in for a pleasant surprise. The Talking Cave. There lived a lion in a forest. One day, the lion wandered the whole forest, but he did not find any prey. Soon he was tired. The sun was about to set, but the lion still could not find a prey. "Oh, I had to fast today." "Never mind," said the lion, with a deep sigh, trying to console himself. As the lion was returning to his cave, he saw another cave. "Ah, let me go and see if I can find a prey in that cave," thought the lion, as he walked into the cave. But the cave was empty. The lion sighed. Suddenly, he had an idea. He thought, "The sun is about to set. The animal, which lives in this cave, should come here soon. Let me hide inside the cave. I will get a prey without any effort. That should satisfy my hunger." Thinking this, the lion hid himself inside the cave and waited for the animal to come. The cave belonged to a fox. After some time, the fox came there. The fox is a clever and cunning animal. As he walked, he looked towards the cave, around cautiously, pricked his ears to hear the slightest sound, and twitched his nose to smell an animal. Even in the faint light of the setting sun, the fox spotted some marks on the ground. "Ah, the footprints of a lion," said the fox, surprised. "These footprints lead to the cave." "But there are no footprints coming out of the cave," thought the fox. "This means that the lion is still inside, waiting for the prey to enter the cave. It was a good thing that I came nightfall. Had I come here late, I would not have spotted the lion's footprints." The fox thought of a plan. He shook his tail happily and said, "Oh cave! Oh cave!" Having said this, the fox remained quiet for some time. Once again, the fox said, "Oh cave! Oh cave! Why are you quiet today? Every day, when I call you, you greet me saying, 'Welcome friend.' How was the day?" The lion, who was hiding inside the cave, thought, "I think the cave must be welcoming the fox with these words every day, but today, my presence here has frightened it, and so it does not open its mouth. Let me speak instead of the cave." "Oh cave! Oh cave!" said the fox again. "Welcome friend. How was the day?" said the lion as softly as he could. But a lion can never suppress his majestic voice. The cave echoed with his voice. All the animals living in the surrounding area were alerted by his roar. The lion thought that the fox would enter the cave. But he heard the fox saying, "Oh lion, can a cave ever talk? Well, goodbye." The lion peeped out of the cave. He saw the fox running away to save his life. The dog at the well. A dog and her pups lived on a farm, where there was a well. The mother dog told the pups, "Do not go near the well or play around it." One of the pups wondered why they shouldn't go to the well and decided to explore it. He went to the well, climbed up the wall and peeked inside. In there, he saw his reflection and thought it was another dog. The pup saw that the other dog in the well, his reflection, was doing whatever he was doing, and got angry for imitating him. He decided to fight with the dog and jumped into the well, only to find no dog there. He barked and swam until the farmer came and rescued him. The pup had learned his lesson. Moral: sometimes we need to listen to what our elders say instead of always defying. The fox and the crab. A crab one day grew disgusted with the sands in which he lived. He decided to take a stroll to the meadow not far inland. There he would find better fare than briny water and sand mites. So off he crawled to the meadow. But there a hungry fox spied him, and in a twinkling, ate him up, both shell and claw. Moral. Be content with your lot. The Fox and the Monkey. At a great meeting of the animals, who had gathered to elect a new ruler, the monkey was asked to dance. This he did so well, with 1,000 funny capers and grimaces, that the animals were carried entirely off their feet with enthusiasm, and then and there, elected him their king. The fox did not vote for the monkey and was much disgusted with the animals for electing so unworthy a ruler. One day he found a trap with a bit of meat in it. Hurrying to King Monkey, he told him he had found a rich treasure, which he had not touched because it belonged by right to His Majesty the monkey. The greedy monkey followed the fox to the trap. As soon as he saw the meat he grasped eagerly for it, only to find himself held fast in the trap. The fox stood off and laughed. "You pretend to be our king," he said, "and cannot even take care of yourself." Shortly after that, another election among the animals was held. The true leader proves himself by his qualities. The Frogs and the Ox. An ox came down to a reedy pool to drink. As he splashed heavily into the water, he crushed a young frog into the mud. The old frog soon missed the little one and asked his brothers and sisters what had become of him. "A great big monster," said one of them, "stepped on little brother with one of his huge feet." "Big, was he?" said the old frog, puffing herself up. "Was he as big as this?" "Oh, much bigger," they cried. The frog puffed up still more. "He could not have been bigger than this," she said. But the little frogs all declared that the monster was much, much bigger, and the old frog kept puffing herself out more and more until, all at once, she burst. Moral. Do not attempt the impossible. The Farmer and the Stork. A stork of a very simple and trusting nature had been asked by a gay party of cranes to visit a field that had been newly planted. But the party ended dismally with all the birds entangled in the meshes of the farmer's net. The stork begged the farmer to spare him. "Please let me go," he pleaded. "I belong to the stork family, who you know are honest and birds of good character. Besides, I did not know the cranes were going to steal." "You may be a very good bird," answered the farmer, "but I caught you with the thieving cranes and you will have to share the same punishment with them. You are judged by the company you keep." The Ass and the Lap Dog. There was once an ass whose master also owned a lap dog. This dog was a favorite and received many a pat and kind word from his master, as well as choice bits from his plate. Every day the dog would run to meet the master, frisking playfully about and leaping up to lick his hands and face. All this the ass saw with much discontent. Though he was well fed, he had much work to do. Besides, the master hardly ever took any notice of him. Now the jealous ass got it into his silly head that all he had to do to win his master's favor was to act like the dog. So one day he left his stable and clattered eagerly into the house. Finding his master seated at the dinner table, he kicked up his heels and, with a loud bray, pranced giddily around the table, upsetting it as he did so. Then he planted his forefeet on his master's knees and rolled out his tongue to lick the master's face, as he had seen the dog do. But his weight upset the chair, and ass and man rolled over together in the pile of broken dishes from the table. The master was much alarmed at the strange behavior of the ass, and calling for help, soon attracted the attention of the servants. When they saw the danger the master was in from the clumsy beast, they set upon the ass and drove him with kicks and blows back to the stable. There they left him to mourn the foolishness that had brought him nothing but a sound beating. Behavior that is regarded as agreeable in one is very rude and impertinent in another. Moral: do not try to gain favor by acting in a way that is contrary to your own nature and character.